Widow to Widow, or W to W as we call it, was started, as many of you know, by Jane Dempsey a little over 7 years ago and has been under the umbrella of Connecting Streams for the last few years. I have the perspective, along with the other widows that volunteer with Widow to Widow, of being both an example of someone that Connecting Streams reaches out to and being a Connecting Streams volunteer. My life was normal. I grew up in a happy family, went to college, got married. Together, Glenn and I raised 5 children and parented 17 foster children for varying lengths of time. Then in 2011, on September 17th, a little after 8 p.m. on Saturday night, my life changed. My husband Glenn died suddenly in a car accident. It took a few days before I realized that I now had a label. I call it the W word. There were those government forms where I now had to tick off that widow box. I didn't like the word. I don't like the label. Quite frankly, I don't like being a widow. But that makes me think that there are lots of people with labels out there. People like the ones Connecting Streams is reaching out to that don't like their labels either. At W to W, it is our desire to provide a safe environment for widows to form friendships, encourage and mentor each other through the grief journey, and transition from mere survival to a new identity of thriving. We strive to encourage widows to grow in their personal spiritual journeys and give them the opportunity to discover and experience a relationship with God. W to W has been growing rapidly. In Sherwood Park alone, we have over 200 ladies in our membership. 5 new W to W groups have started over the past year in Leduc, Edmonton, and Barrhead. With this rapid growth, it became obvious that Jane had to take on a new overseer role. With Jane moving into this new role, there was a need for someone to replace her as team leader of Sherwood Park Group. I was approached in the fall of 2016. At first, I didn't take it seriously. Quite frankly, I didn't want to keep the label. At times, I was like Jonah, thinking of running in the opposite direction. Other times, like Moses, making excuses to God why it shouldn't be me. It became clear to me that I just had to be obedient and God would do the rest. One of my brothers told me years ago that if you wait until you feel you're ready to step out for God, you never will. God doesn't ask us to feel ready, He just asks us to be willing and trust Him. Since January, I have been the team leader of W to W Sherwood Park, and I look forward to learning and growing together with our great team of leaders as we serve the widow community. God has been faithful.